Welcome, welcome, and happy holidays. Thank you for joining us for a Very Lux Christmas special powered by Lux Radio Network. We are so excited to have you with us tonight as we celebrate the season with joy, music,
Grand Rising, my beautiful kings and queens. It's your girl Mell B, live on Lux Radio Network. It's Tuesday, December 23rd, and it's Tell Me Something Good Tuesday, where we're celebrating every win, big or small. If you woke up breathing this morning, you are already blessed. So let's fill this morning with good news, good energy, and good vibes only. All right, on to our affirmation of the day. And I read, good things are happening for me and around me. I attract joy, I welcome blessings, and I celebrate every win that comes my way. This shifts the mindset from waiting for something to go wrong to expecting something to go right. It teaches us to stay open, stay hopeful, and recognize blessings, even the small ones, as they show up throughout our day. All right, on to our word of the day. Our word today is veracity, which means truth or accuracy. Veracity is all about honesty, being real with yourself and others. So today we're speaking truth, living truth, and honoring truth. All right, our phrase origin of the day. Our phrase today is spill the beans, meaning to reveal a secret or share hidden information. In ancient Greece, people voted using beans. If someone knocked over the jar, the results were revealed early, literally spilling the beans. So today, be honest with yourself. Sometimes the secret you need to spill is the truth you've been avoiding. Clarity brings freedom. All right, on to our news headlines worldwide, starting with New York. Internal conflict erupts at CBS News after 60 Minutes pulls a controversial segment regarding federal deportation policies. And in community events in New York, the Nutcracker performance by the New York City Ballet will be held at the David Koch Theater. Los Angeles. Heritage Foundation officials report a significant leadership rift within the GOP regarding the direction of the mandate for leadership. In community events, Asprey Surf Lounge, a seasonal holiday pop-up experience, will be at the Viceroy in Santa Monica. Chicago. Advocates for Jeffrey Epstein's victims expressed public outrage following the Department of Justice's release of heavy redacted files. Community event in Chicago, Holiday Trivia Night will be hosted at the Punch Bowl Social. Atlanta. Georgia Power's expansion plan receives final approval from the Public Service Commission despite ongoing local environmental protests. Local events, the Nutcracker, Magical Christmas Ballet will be held at the historic Fox Theater. Houston, a Mexican Navy aircraft carrying pediatric burn patients crashed into the Galveston Bay. Search and rescue operations are ongoing there. Rest in peace. Cultural events going on there will be Pass the Mic, comedy open mic night at the Secret Group. Washington, D.C. The Trump administration officially files a lawsuit against the District of Columbia over its restrictive semi-automatic weapon bans. Events in D.C., the U.S. Senate pro forma session will be held at the Capitol building. Miami. Palmer Trinity School's performing arts troupe celebrate high honors at the district competition. Events there will be What a Time to Give, a community holiday toy drive, and soiree at Puttery. Tampa. Delta Airline launches 2 new direct flight routes into Tampa International Airport just in time for holiday peak. Tampa's event today will be the Christmas in the Wild at Zoo Tampa at Lowry Park. Newport Richey. Good morning, Dad. Pascal County Libraries announced a shift in Saturday operating hours to accommodate budget reallocations for 2026. Newport Richey event today, Hot Cocoa in a Jar workshop, will be held at the Regency Park Library. Milwaukee. Good morning, family. The U.S. Department of Justice sues Wisconsin for allegedly failing to provide requested voter information to federal authorities. Community event there is Salsa Bachata Social will be held at the Dance Academy. In Canada, Vancouver, Canadian medical associations issue a formal warning regarding critical staff shortages in diagnostic labs across British Columbia. Community event, Holiday Night Market featuring local artisans will be held at the Pipe Shop. Toronto, major vehicle recalls from Ford, Honda, and GM affect more than 80,000 car owners across the province of Ontario. Community event, Chris Banks Trio will be live performing a live jazz performance at the Rex Hotel. In the Caribbean, bless up Jamaica. In Kingston, the Jamaican government initiates a comprehensive review of boating and entry fees to bolster the local maritime economy. Events there, Live Wire Kingston, a community culture event at USAN Boats, Track and Records. Montego Bay, Porter Airlines completes its inaugural flight to the region, marking a major expansion of Canadian tourism to the North Coast. Community event, the Animal Adventure Zone family program at the Half Moon Resort. Ocho Rios, the new Stadium cruise ship arrives at port, bringing a significant midweek boost to local tourism vendors. Traditional Jankunu street parade rehearsals and holiday festivals will be held in the town square. Negril, tourism officials report record-breaking participation in the recent reggae marathon, boosting year-end economic projections. Community event will be the community holiday tree lighting at the Negril Town Center. Cayman Islands, Sariba partners with the government to launch a new scheme assisting first-time Caymanian homebuyers. Event, Community Chess Club opens challenges and lessons at the Sunset House. Bahamas, the Bahamas Charter Yacht Club show is officially canceled for the season following a review of new government docking regulations. Community event, Junku Nu Prep Sessions, community workshops for the upcoming Boxing Day parade. Nigeria, the United States announces a partial suspension of visa issuance for Nigerian nationals, citing security concerns, effective January 2026. Event, Bauchi Healthcare Initiative, a government-backed program focusing on rural medical funding priorities. And Ghana, the Constitution Review Committee presents its final report to President Mahama, recommending a shift to 5-year presidential terms. Event, Kumi Yabaya Memorial Foundation donation, a charity program supporting the Ndwese Rehabilitation Center. All right, on to our weather. New York, light rain and snow during the day, becoming partly cloudy at night. The high will be 38 and the low 34. Los Angeles, Light rain during the day with steadier rain expected at night. Your high today will be 62 and your low will be 57. Chicago, overcast and cloudy throughout the day and night with a high of 45 and a low of 34. Atlanta, cloudy during the day, remaining mostly cloudy overnight with a high of 67 and a low of 49. Houston, mostly cloudy and warm, high of 80 with a low of 66. Washington, D.C., cloudy with a chance of rain during the day, clearing up at night. High in the upper 50s and the low will be 38. Miami, light rain showers in the morning, followed by partly cloudy at night with a high of 76 and a low of 69. Tampa, cloudy skies throughout the day, clearing to a bright night with a high of 78 and a low of 57. Newport Richey, sunny and pleasant with clear conditions at night, high of 75 with a low of 58. Milwaukee, partly sunny during the day, turning cloudy at night with a high of 45 and a low of 32. Vancouver, a mix of rain and snow during the day, turning into overcast skies at night with a high of 42 and a low of 38. Toronto, cloudy skies with a light chance of slight snow flurries with a high of 38 and a low of 31. Kingston, light rain showers expected during the day, remaining mostly cloudy at night with a high of 79 and a low of 70. Montego Bay, partly sunny and breezy with clear spells at night with a high of 80 and a low of 77. Ocho Rios, periods of rain during the day, continuing with light rain at night. High of 76 and a low of 73. Negril, scattered thunderstorms possible during the day, but clearing by nightfall with a high of 83 and a low of 78. Cayman Islands, sunny and breezy throughout the day, high of 82 and a low of 80. Nassau, Bahamas, partly sunny and breezy conditions today with a high of 77 and a low of 71. Nigeria, mostly cloudy and hot during the day and clear at night with a high of 90 and a low of 70. And Ghana, partly sunny and very hot with high humidity today with a high of 97 and a low of 76. All right, on to our sports recap. For Monday Night Football, we had the 49ers over the Colts, 48-27. And in the NBA, we had the Cavaliers over the Hornets, 139-132. The Celtics over the Pacers, 103-95. The Pelicans over the Mavericks, 119-113. The Nuggets over the Jazz, 135-112. The Thunder over the Grizzlies, 119-103. The Pistons over the Blazers, 110-102. And the Warriors over the Magic, 120-97. In tonight's NBA games, we have the Nuggets and the Mavericks at 8 p.m. on NBC and Peacock. There's the Rockets and the Clippers, 10 p.m. on NBC and Peacock. You have the Nets and the 76ers will be at 7 p.m. on NBA League Pass. The Wizards and the Hornets at 6 p.m. on NBA League Pass. Raptors and the Heat at 6:30. And the Bucks and the Pacers at 6:30. The Bulls and the Hawks at 6:30. And the Pelicans and the Cavaliers, all on NBA League Pass. We also have the Knicks and the Timberwolves at 7, the Thunder and the Spurs at 7:30, the Grizzlies and the Jazz at 8, the Lakers and the Suns at 8, the Pistons and the Kings at 9, and the Magic and the Trailblazers at 9 as well, all on NBA League Pass. All right, on to our daily feature, which today is Tell Me Something Good Tuesday, where I'm spotlighting Cloud9 flyers. While the airports are crowded with humans right now, there's a different kind of Operation Christmas happening in the skies. A group of volunteer pilots called the Cloud9 Flyers has been spending their own time and money to play Santa for sheltered pets. Yesterday they hit a huge milestone, flying over the 50th animal of, the 500th animal of the month to a new home. We're talking about dogs and cats and that have been sitting in shelters for over a year, finally getting to spend Christmas morning on a real rug in a real home with a real family. Because of these pilots, 3 shelters in the South are now actually completely empty for the first time in history. So if you're looking for a reason to smile today, just imagine 500 tails wagging in 500 new homes. That's the kind of holiday magic we love to see. All right, on to our book club. We are still reading The 18 Laws of Human Nature, and today's law is the law of generational myopia. So the law of generational myopia teaches that every generation sees the world through its own lens, shaped by the events, technology, culture, and values of its time. Because of this, people often assume their worldview is normal, correct, or universal, when in reality, it's just familiar. So in Gene's point of view, Robert Greene's, if you don't understand the forces that shape your generation and the generations around you, you'll misread people, misjudge situations, and misunderstand change. Grand Rising, Greene's interpretation explains that each generation is molded by major historical events, economic conditions, cultural shifts, technological breakthroughs, and social norms. These forces create shared attitudes, fears, strengths, blind spots, and expectations. For example, older generations may value stability, hierarchy, and loyalty, while younger generations may value flexibility, authenticity, and rapid change. Green emphasizes that none of these perspectives are wrong. They're simply shaped by different environments. The danger comes when people assume my way is the right way. They just don't get it. This is how things should be done. That's generational myopia, the inability to see beyond your own era. Green argues that the most effective people are those who understand their own generational programming, study the values of other generations, adapt their communication and leadership accordingly, and bridge gaps instead of widening them. This creates influence, harmony, and strategic advantage. So in business, adjust your communication style. Different generations respond to different tones, formats, and expectations. Understanding this helps you lead, collaborate, and negotiate more effectively. Also, don't assume resistance is personal. It may be generational. Older colleagues may prefer structure. Younger colleagues may prefer autonomy. Recognizing this prevents unnecessary conflict. Build multi-generational teams intentionally. Research shows that teams with diverse age groups are more innovative and resilient when they understand each other's strengths. And last, learn the why behind behaviors. Instead of judging, get curious. Understanding generational influences gives you a strategic insight into motivation and decision making. So in life, give grace to people raised in different eras. Not everyone grew up in the same norms, pressures, or opportunities. Understanding this reduces frustration and increases empathy. Second, study your own generational programming. Ask yourself, what beliefs did I inherit that I never questioned? This is how you break cycles and grow. Bridge gaps in your family. Parents, grandparents, and children often clash because they're speaking from different generational realities. Awareness creates harmony. And last, stay adaptable. The world changes fast. Those who thrive are the ones who honor the past while embracing the future. So, the law of generational myopia reminds us that understanding each other starts with understanding the forces that shaped us. When you see beyond your own era, you gain wisdom, empathy, and the power to connect across every divide. All right, on to our cause of the day. which is lupus. Lupus is an autoimmune disease where the immune system attacks healthy tissues, causes inflammation in the skin, joints, kidneys, heart, lungs, and brain. Symptoms: joint pain, fatigue, butterfly-shaped facial rash, hair loss, chest pain, fever, and swelling in the legs and eyes. So lupus disproportionately affects Black, Hispanic, Asian, and Native American women, especially between ages 15 and 44, although it does affect men as well. Treatments are hydroxychloroquine, NSAIDs like ibuprofen or aspirin, corticosteroids, immunosuppressants, and lifestyle adjustments such as your sleep or try to reduce your stress. So prevention and management: avoid sun exposure, stay active, manage your stress, and get regular checkups to monitor your organ involvement. Resources and more information: you can look up the Lupus Foundation of America and also CDC lupus education programs. All right, on to today in history. George Washington resigns as commander-in-chief in 1783. George Washington formally resigned his military commission before Congress in Annapolis, setting a powerful precedent for civilian control of the military and peaceful transitions of power. In 1815, Jane Austen's novel Emma is published in London, and in 1913, President Woodrow Wilson signs the Federal Reserve Act, creating the U.S. central banking system. And in 1972, the famous Immaculate Reception secures the Pittsburgh Steelers' first playoff win. All right, in African American history, we are spotlighting Madam C.J. Walker is born today in 1867. Madam C.J. Walker rose from poverty to become one of America's first self-made millionaires, building a beauty empire that empowered Black women economically and socially. Her company created jobs for thousands of Black women, establishing a blueprint for entrepreneurship, philanthropy, and community uplift. Walker's legacy lives on through beauty culture, business leadership, and her commitment to civil rights. All right, on to our African American scientists and inventors. Today we spotlight Benjamin Banneker, a mathematician, astronomer, and almanac author. Benjamin Banneker was a self-taught mathematician and astronomer known for predicting the 1789 solar eclipse and assisting in the early surveying of Washington, D.C. He published 6 annual almanacs between 1792 and 1797, showcasing astronomical calculations, weather predictions, and essays. Banneker's brilliance challenged racist assumptions about Black intellectual capacity in early America. All right, on to our Back to Roots segment. Today we focus on music. The talking drum, West Africa's original messenger. The talking drum, used by Yoruba, Akan, and other Western African groups, is one of the oldest communication tools in the world. Its pitch can mimic human speech patterns, allowing drummers to send messages across villages. The key facts: talking drums were used to announce ceremonies, warn of danger, and praise leaders. The drum's hourglass shape allows players to squeeze the chords and change pitch, creating speech. Enslaved Africans carried this rhythmic language to the Americas, influencing blues, jazz, and hip hop. The talking drum reminds us that African music is not just entertainment, it is language, history, and identity. All right, on to our fact or fiction segment today, where we are spotlighting an urban legend, the vanishing hitchhiker. The claim is a driver picks up a hitchhiker who mysteriously disappears from the car. Later revealed, to be a ghost. This is one of the most famous urban legends, documented by folklorists and highlighted by Britannica as a classic example of modern folklore. There is no verified case of a disappearing passenger. The story persists because it blends fear, mystery, and a twist ending, hallmarks of an Urban legend. Urban legend reflects modern anxieties, often involving travel, strangers, or danger. So the verdict on this is that it's fiction. All right. And what's the word segment today? We spotlight short form video still runs the internet. So what does it mean? They are quick, punchy videos, usually about 15 to 30 seconds. They continue to dominate TikTok, Reels, and YouTube Shorts. So why is it trending? Adweek reports TikTok now has 2.51 billion global users, and Instagram Reels pulls 17.6 million daily viewing hours. Hootsuite lists short-form video as a top long-term strategy for 2025. If it's not video, it's invisible. Short-form content is still the fastest way to go viral. All right, on to our tech tip of the day, which is use local AI tools for better privacy. 2025 devices now include lighter AI models that run directly on your phone or your laptop, reducing the need for cloud processing. So, when possible, choose apps that offer on-device AI for tasks like transcription, photo editing, summaries, or scheduling. Local AI is faster, more secure, and keeps your data on your device, not on a server. All right, on to our finance tip of the day. First up, the Monday market wrap up. So turning to Wall Street, Santa arrived early this year as stocks kicked off the holiday shortened week with a broad-based rally. Investors shook off early December jitters, sending all three major indexes higher on Monday as tech and banking stocks did the heavy lifting. So here's how the big board looked at yesterday's closing bell. The S&P 500 climbed nearly 44 points, or 0.6%, to finish at 6,878.49. That puts the index just fraction away from its all-time record high. And in the Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped over 227 points, a half-point gain, closing at 48,362.68. The NASDAQ Composite also surged, as adding 121 points to end the day at 23,428.83. What's driving the green? It's all about the AI trade. Nvidia and Micron showed big gains yesterday on reports that the administration may allow expanded AI chip sales to approve global customers. Meanwhile, gold and silver both touched fresh all-time records yesterday as investors hedged their bets heading into 2026. So expect a quieter session as trading volume thins out before the Christmas break. I'll have the live opening numbers for you in our next update tomorrow. So our Tuesday financial tip is review your subscriptions. They're quietly eating your budget. Most people underestimate how much they spend on monthly subscriptions. Streaming, apps, memberships, they all add up. So today's tip, do a quick audit. Cancel anything you haven't used in the past 30 days. Downgrade plans you don't fully use. Switch annual subscriptions to monthly if you're unsure you will even keep them. So subscription creep is one of the biggest silent budget drainers. Cutting even 20 to 40% or $40 a month frees up money for savings or debt payoff. All right, on to our fun fact of today. Did you know that reindeer eyes change color in winter? Reindeer eyes turn gold in the summer and deep blue in the winter. It helps them to see in the extreme Arctic darkness by letting in more light. They're the only mammals with season-shifting vision, a real-life superpower. All right, our fun holiday of today is Festivus. Created by writer Dan O'Keefe and popularized by Seinfeld, the Festivus is celebrated on December 23rd as a humorous alternative to the pressures of the holiday season. So, fun facts about this holiday: Festivus traditions include the Festivus pole, the airing of grievances, and the feats of strength. The holiday was inspired by a real O'Keefe family celebration dating back to the 1960s. Today, Festivus is celebrated worldwide as a comedic protest against commercialism. It is a reminder not to take the holidays too seriously and to laugh through the chaos. All right, on to our daily quote. Today, our daily quote comes from James Baldwin, writer, thinker, and truth teller. Good morning. Good morning. What? What did I do? I don't know. What did I do? Our quote is, and I quote, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." End quote. Baldwin's words speak to courage, the courage to confront injustice, personal growth, and uncomfortable realities. Baldwin's essays, including The Fire, Next Time, remain fundamental texts in discussions of race, democracy, and humanity. All right, on to our music and entertainment. We spotlight today Donny Hathaway, the architect of soulful perfection. Donny Hathaway was one of the most gifted vocalists, arrangers, and composers of the 20th century. His voice shaped the sound of modern soul. Known for classics like A Song for You and This Christmas, his duets with Roberta Flack set the standard for vocal chemistry. Hathaway studied at Howard University, where his musical genius was recognized early. His arrangements and vocal phrasing continue to influence R&B, gospel, and neo-soul artists today. All right, on to our celebrity gossip. The Sister Wives rumor. A fake screenshot went viral over this past weekend, appearing to show Sexy Red commenting, "Let's be sister wives," under Glorilla's Instagram story, which featured her cozying up to her boyfriend, New Orleans Pelican star Brandon Ingram. So the reality, the screenshot was a total fabrication by a fake account, but it spread like wildfire across the Shade Room and Gossip. The reaction, both ladies didn't let the rumor simmer for long. They hopped on social media to shut it down with a quick 5-word reaction, essentially laughing off the idea of a throuple and calling out the internet for its obsession with fake drama. So Glorilla and Brandon Ingram have been a confirmed item since mid-2025, with Big Glow featuring frequently spotted outside on courtside and wearing jewelry featuring his jersey number. Also, we have Dave Chappelle's new special. His latest Netflix drop, The Unstoppable, is already sparking debate. In it, he addresses his recent controversial performance in Saudi Arabia and takes shots at conservative media figures like Charlie Kirk, calling him out for not being the MLK they think they are. Also, we have Lizzo's legal clapback. Following a recent legal victory against former employees, Lizzo took to her Substack to pen a viral essay titled, "Who's Gonna Write the Opt on Fake Accusers?" She is making it clear she's in her vindication era. And last, the A Different World series sequel. Nostalgia is peaking as Jasmine Guy, Kadeem Hardison, and Cree Summer have officially confirmed they are reprising their roles for the sequel series at A Human College, which is now greenlit for production. All right, whose birthday is it today? We are sending a happy heavenly birthday to Sarah Breedlove, also known as Madam C.J. Walker. And we have Terry Weeks, who is 62 today, is an American R&B and soul singer who is currently one of the lead singers of the legendary Motown quintet. Say it with me, The Temptations. And we also have Darren Brand. He turns 38 today. He was one of the reoccurring cast members of the comedy show Wild and Out. All right, on to our lifestyle segment. Today, our soul food recipe is smothered chicken with onions and peppers. Slow simmered chicken in a rich gravy. Smells good throughout the house. It's a good comfort food that stretches easy for families. Our beverage of the day is pineapple mint infused water. And on to our men's lifestyle tip. Take a 10-minute walk after meals to improve your energy and your focus, guys. And in fashion, swap athletic socks for dress socks when wearing loafers or boots. It sharpens the whole look. Yes, it does. Because wearing athletic socks with loafers just it's not right. It's just not how we do it. It's not how things are done, especially white ones. It's just not how we do it. Women, our tip today is do a mid-week digital declutter. Delete old screenshots and unused apps. Our fashion tip for today is layer a turtleneck under a slip dress for a chic winter look. All right, in relationship advice for couples, practice active listening with no interrupting. In friendships, respect boundaries without taking them personally. Family, share responsibilities instead of assuming each other's roles. Our household chore is clean out that microwave. Use some lemon water steam, makes it easy. All right, on to our horoscopes where we always start with Aries. Aries, patient pays off. Slow and steady wins today only. Your lucky numbers today are 5, 14, and 28. Taurus, a financial insight helps you plan smarter. Your lucky numbers today are 8, 19, and 30. Gemini, a conversation opens a new door. Stay curious. Your lucky numbers today are 2, 11, and 34. Cancer, focus on home and comfort. A small change brings peace. Your lucky numbers today are 7, 15, and 27. Leo, your leadership shines. People look to you for direction. Your lucky numbers today are 3, 20, and 36. Virgo, details matter, so double check your work. Your lucky numbers today are 9, 18, and 25. Libra, balance your energy. Don't overextend yourself. Your lucky numbers today are 4, 13, and 29. Scorpio, a secret or truth becomes clear. Trust your instincts. Your lucky numbers today are 6, 21, and 31. Sagittarius, your optimism lifts others. Spread it light. Lucky numbers today for you are 10, 24, and 33. Capricorn, a career opportunity may surface, so stay ready. Your lucky numbers today are 1, 17, and 28. Aquarius, innovation is your superpower today. Your lucky numbers are 12, 23, and 35. And Pisces, your dreams offer insight, so pay attention. Your lucky numbers today are 5, 16, and 30. All right, on tomorrow's show brings us red beans and rice, a cucumber lime cooler, and our Wednesday horoscopes. Taraji P. Hinton's industry shaking advocacy, and your midweek budgeting and device update reminders. I would like to take this time right now to thank our sponsors. Shout out to Bello Burn Hot Sauce. Turn up the flavor, feel the burn. Bello Burn brings heat to every bite. RAS Herbals, rooted in tradition, powered by nature. RAS Herbals keeps wellness pure and strong. Colorane Candles, light the moment, lift the mood. Colorane Candles glow with soul. Universal Madness, style without limits. Universal madness makes the streets your runway. All right, in announcements, tonight is our Christmas concert, a very Lux Christmas, to be held at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on luxradio.com and at Lux Radio Network on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We have various artists, and of course, the ladies of Lux Radio will be in attendance. So come out, enjoy yourself, get some holiday spirit, and just have some fun. All right, that's a wrap for this Tuesday, y'all. So keep your spirit light, your boundaries firm, and your joy protected. Celebrate the small wins and stay open to the blessings headed your way. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same energy. But first, I would like to say this. We've all seen or heard about the fake UPS drug delivery tragedy. So get yourself some hardware, because Officer Friendly is at least 10 minutes away. But please be careful out there. Teach your kids never to answer the door. And leave those packages outside till you don't see no one out there. And still, take your hardware with you just in case. So until tomorrow, my kings and queens, like Mell B always says, stay looking fly, stay grounded in your truth, and don't let nobody tilt your crown. Until tomorrow, period.